crime prevention specialist Rania Mankarious rejoins me on the Lamarca Law Group Newsmakers line. Rania, welcome back to Iowa Radio. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Well, this is a lot of parents have to give this topic a lot of thought this fall, maybe more than ever, Rania, because we are telling our kids, all right, we're going to go learn online. And unfortunately, predators know that as well. So what is the best way? What can parents do to protect their kids?
Well, we're urging parents everywhere to start by recognizing that the risk is real and that it's out there. I can't tell you how many parents I talk to that say, look, it's terrible, but we live in a good area. We go to a good school. It's just not something we have to think about, but that's not true. We're talking about kids engaging in an online world. We saw the first half of this year a 93% increase in kids being solicited for nude photographs, for pornographic information. The threat is there. We need parents to understand it and to actually sit down and talk to their kids in an age-appropriate manner, but you've got to have the conversation about what the risks are, about what they should post, about how they need to protect their identity, how they need to protect their whereabouts, and to be really, really careful that there are people out there that are really wishing them harm. That's a conversation we have to have.
Well, and the other thing I'm concerned about, Rania, is when you're talking to parents, they're looking for, hey, is there just a single app I download or something easy I can do that protect my kids? And that doesn't exist, does it?
Well, there's a lot of technology out there. I'll tell you, Bark is a company that we love. They use artificial intelligence to basically comb through all the various social media platforms your kids are on, and they look for words tied to suicidal ideation or graphic content or cyberbullying. But at the end of the day, our kids are capable of getting around almost anything, and they are 10 steps ahead of most of us, aren't they? So it comes down to what safety measures are you going to ingrain in them? You know, understanding that our kids do live online. They do interact online. They're little social media brands. They have this innate desire to get likes and clicks and followers and to go viral. Start by understanding that that's real and understanding what we're going to allow or not allow. And we take that conversation through life today. So that applies to cyber safety, cyber bullying, in Zoom online school platforms. It relates to how you post, what your username is, how you share your public information, how you dance maybe on TikTok. It's got to encompass every single nook and cranny of the online world that our kids actually find themselves in, whether we like it or not.
When you sit down, Rania, and you talk to the kids about it, as you said, you're giving a pretty comprehensive list of things that you need to talk to them about. But it also can be really hard to get our kids to open up about what's going on in their online life. But what do you want to convey to them? What's a danger sign? What's a red flag that they should communicate to you as a parent if someone is trying to get them to engage in inappropriate behavior?
Well, start right there, defining what inappropriate behavior is. You know, kids, when they live their lives online, they tend to share their feelings, whether I'm frustrated we've been home, or I can't wait to get out, or, I'm anxious about the start of school. They unknowingly open the door for internal emotions and conversations that predators will leverage and use. But then it's the opening even wider. Gosh, it must be awful living in your house right now. Well, where do you live exactly? Well, when are you, you've been talking about getting out. When are you planning to actually go out? Maybe I'll meet you somewhere. We've been talking for months now. I'd love to finally see you. It's where they cross the line and they try to make actual contact. They ask for actual photos, or they try to get personal information, like where you live, where you actually go to school, where your dance class is. Hey, you mentioned you have a part-time job. Where is that? Let's not forget, though, parents, that a lot of these platforms that our kids are on actually have GPS tracking devices embedded within them. So if your kid is on Snapchat, for example, a predator doesn't have to do too much digging. If a child's Snap map is on, it shows where your kids live in real time, where they go to school in real time, where they go to work in real time, where they may go exercise in real time. So there's a lot of things that we have to navigate, and it's really, really hard as a parent these days.
Rania, when should you get the police or the school involved? At what point does it escalate to that level?
Well, that's a critical question, and what we'll take it a step back first. Make sure you understand what your school's policy is. Just because these things are happening online, it doesn't mean that your school doesn't have an obligation to protect their student and their student body. Whenever a line is crossed, whenever somebody is stalking your child, they've tried to block them, but they reemerge on their platforms. They're asking for photos. They're asking for images. They're using sexually explicit content. Notify, report that person, tell a trusted adult, and certainly get the police involved. And we also say, on a different topic slightly, if you know a child's reported, there's going to be a violent threat taking place at a school or at a school community or in a Zoom session, report it. Always report it to law enforcement. We need to know about these things preemptively so we can keep kids from making a huge mistake.
She's a crime prevention specialist with Crime Stoppers, Rania Mankarious, this morning on Need to Know. Rania, thanks very much. It's always great to talk over these topics with you, and it's a very important topic.